Hello, everyone. Welcome. I'm Mindy Eggen, and we're going live today on Wednesday. So, if you're just joining me, welcome. So, I'm just going to kind of pop in, make sure everything is working before we get started. Hi, Kay. Thank you for joining from the UK. That is fun. Great. All right, so before I get started, I'll just give it a few seconds and wait for the comments to finally pop in. Make sure all the gear is working the way it's supposed to because I'm always changing things. So, hey, Deb, great for you to join. And is it Miriam joining Kathy, Mary? Mary's watching Kathy on TV and me on the phone. Yes, happy birthday, Mary. Wonderful. Thank you guys so much for joining. Great to have you all here. And oh, we have a Wisconsin in the house. That is great to see. Well, today I'm going to be playing with Hero Arts, and I have a slight adjustment to what I was originally going to be doing. I had said that in my release video that released when the Hero Arts subscriptions went live, is I was going to create with the layering stencil, but unfortunately, and good and bad for me, but it sold out because everybody loved it so much. It's sold out. So I'm not going to create with the layering stencil today, but I am going to show you some cards. So I'll still show you the products from the release. I'm still going to show you the cards that I created because I created a lot. But today I think I'm going to create with the card kit because it has a Heroscape in it. And I love Heroscapes. So that's what I'm going to be doing today. I do have links down below in the video description. So there are some links to some products I'm pretty sure I'll be using, some of them that I'll just be showing. So they are linked down below in the video description. And then after the live is done, I will get some pictures. I will update my links with the exact products I used. Unfortunately, my moderator is not here with me today. She is enjoying a beautiful vacation. So hope she's having a great time there. But so it's just going to be me. You'll have to bear with me with everything. If you have any questions, please put question in the front of it in all caps, and hopefully that'll catch my attention. So also, I just want to ask for a little patience with my updated supply list and pictures because once my live is done and I get some pictures, I end up having to stop and run and go get Dalton from school. So there is a little bit of a gap in there. So it will be up tonight, but just give me a little bit of time to get that done. So, all right. Hi, everyone. Donna and Melanie, you're home with a sick child. Oh, I'm so sorry. Hope they get better really quick. Hi, Angela and Marilyn. Great. So, can you guys see and hear me okay? Everything is working the way it's supposed to? Yes, busy mom creator. Yep, I learned that last week. It was like I took my pictures, I edited them. Somebody asked for a link for something, and I was like, I'm at the school. So, got to run and grab Dalton from school. So great, everyone. Hello. Amrita's here. Wonderful. So glad you guys are joining me today. All right, well, I will pop down to my tabletop and we will take a look at what I have for you guys. Okay, so first, I do want to show you the products that were released this month with Hero Arts. They completely knocked it out of the park with their release. It's amazing. I loved it, and you're going to see because I created so many cards with it. So let's go ahead and take a look. Excuse me. I have a little bit of a cough myself. That made voiceovers interesting. So first, we have this is the layering stencil of the month. This was the daffodils. This is the one that is sold out, unfortunately, but I did still want to show you. So if you did happen to pick it up, this will be a great source of inspiration for you. Let me grab that card. It is phenomenal. Look at those beautiful daffodils. Now, my color might look a little bit off. I'm having a hard time getting my yellows to come through correctly through my video. So I hope that's doing justice. But I used the daffodils here. This is also a sentiment you're going to see soon. from the clear set and die of the month. And then right here is just a little strip of cardstock where I did the burlap stamp, which is the cling of the month. So that was my layering stencil card. And I actually show how to create this. Is it this card? I think I created this one on the Hero Arts YouTube channel. So Hero Arts has introduction videos to each of their clubs. And you can always check that out for more inspiration. Charlene and I do some, and then Shannon, of course, does a video there. So there's inspiration on the Hero Arts channel as well. So that's the layering stencil. Then we have the clear stamp and die of the month. So this one's got some really beautiful images here to put like in a pot or even just kind of have it floating on your cardstock along with some beautiful sentiments here. I love this mix of the script. And then the reason it's called clear stamp and die is because it comes with coordinating dies, which is always a bonus in my book because I love cutting out those sentiments with its coordinating die. So for this one, I did this card, and here I colored in this image here, and then I used a sentiment off of this set as well. I paired it with a brick background and the hexagon infinity die. So I really love how this came out. The colors were surprising to me. I did not plan those colors like that. I just happened to be picking through my cardstock, and I was really happy with this color combo. It was very interesting, and it's something I don't normally do. So, okay, Barb says, great connection. Can hear and see you loud and clear. Wonderful. Amrita says, school district closed for 3 days due to illness outbreak. Oh my gosh. Wow, so sorry to hear that. Okay, so this was the clear set and die. I know the layering stencil is sold out. I can't remember. I think there's one other one that might be sold out. So unfortunately, but it's a great source of inspiration if you are signed up for them. Plus, I think, if I read it correctly, you do get subscriber perks when you sign up for any of the club subscriptions. And I think today is the last day, I think, to sign up to get those perks, I think. I know they posted on their YouTube community page and probably on Instagram. So great time to sign up if you want to be a part of any of those subscriptions and get those extra perks. Hi, Vicki. Great to see you. Next, I have a card. This one features the, what do they call it? I get my clubs mixed up. But it is the fancy die of the month. That's what it is. So the fancy die has a bunch of flowers you can create, plus a planter, some pots, some little flowers you can use to embellish even just sentiments if you want to make your sentiment the focal point. This is the card I created. I don't remember what the flowers are called, but they're beautiful, and I know they smell beautiful. And then, of course, I paired it with a sentiment off of the clear set and die of the month. And then this is the cling of the month back here. So that was just tone on tone stamping. So I really love how that came out. I did do a little bit of ink blending there too. Bonnie says she needs an extra job to support all the stamps and dies. I know. I actually just placed 2 orders myself with companies today. There's so much good stuff out there. And then there is the cling background of the month, which that one, oh yes, I do have the samples here. So these are the 2 cards I created with the cling. So this one has, it's just kind of a random background I had created with my gel plate. And then I stamped the burlap over the top in black. But this one has iridescent gold embossing powder. Love that shine on there. And these sentiments both come from the card kit that you're going to see in just a minute. So again, another random background that I had done with my gel plate, but adding the, and see, I didn't even stamp it like all the way. I left some open areas, and I really like how that came out. Very kind of simple mixed media look. So now we will jump into the card kit. Oh, and to say too, if you sign up, I think for the whole studio, you get this kind of extra bonus item, which is great to match up with any of the sets from this month's collection. So another little perk for signing up. Hi, Allison. Great to see you here. All right, now the card kit, which, all right, guys, it's a Heroscape. I love my Heroscape, so I kind of squealed when I saw that this was coming out for this month. Now you're also getting the Tulip Field Heroscape, a bunch of sentiments. You got the dies to cut out the Heroscape and the like butterflies, dragonflies, things, couple sentiments here. Then look at these, like this alone, these 4 huge sentiments are beautiful. I love that kind of billowy type of feeling that comes from those sentiments. So I'm probably going to use one of those today. And then you also have an additional sentiment set. Happy birthday, you're amazing, love you. I mean, wow, what a kit. So today, before I do that, let me show you some of the cards that I made with that one. Hyacinth, that sounds familiar. I think that might be it. So this is one of the cards. I think I created this one in my video. I should have linked that. I will link that down in the video description after the live. But this is one of the cards I created where I did kind of a whole arrangement of tulips going around the card. And this was my original one. So I created this, but then I recreated it for the video, and I did a stamped sentiment instead of heat embossed sentiment. Love those tulips. They're so gorgeous. And then I think I'm going to recreate this card today because I really love the Arched Infinity dies. It's one of my favorites. Pretty sure I linked that in the video description. And I'm just going to change up the color of my tulips and then maybe my sentiment. But I really love this arch. So I'm going to play with some color today in doing the stamping. So how about that? Doing a Heroscape live. That's kind of a little nerve-wracking because I got to make sure I'm on my game on lining up my stamp set. So let's get this out of the way. Do you guys have any questions while I'm starting to get set up? Deb, looks like you're getting the kit, Deb. Wonderful. You're going to have a lot of fun. All right, so Miriam says, do you have to buy the whole kit or can you pick and choose? For instance, can we get the sentiments? Nope, it's the whole kit. You would get the whole thing when you buy it. But there's so much to it. I mean, those tulips, I think, can just be used anytime, honestly. I mean, even peeking out of a snowbank. Don't flower, I mean, well, Wisconsin, we definitely last year had flowers peeking out of snowbanks. So you can even use it with snow scenes. All right, so I'm going to grab some cardstock. 1 second. I'm not fully prepared for today's live because I more was prepared for a layering stencil, not a Heroscape. Okay, sorry for the noise. I hate doing that on camera. I make creating so easy. Well, I try to help as much as I can in the videos when it comes to layering things. And I know with my videos, I don't want to say I fly through them, but I want to get you to the point because I know that time is precious. Everyone's got stuff to do. So I try to get to the point. But when I am lining up my Heroscapes, I really do take my time. And you're probably going to see my head in here because I really am going to need to get over the stamp set to make sure I'm layering it up correctly. And it doesn't always turn out. So this is the first layer. It's a little well loved, so it doesn't want to stick the best right now. But there are 4 layers to the Heroscape. So your most solid area, anytime you get a Heroscape, your most solid area is going to be your lightest color, and in my opinion, because that's going to be kind of your base color. So let's see. I picked out Now, I don't think I have these particular colors listed just yet, but I'm going to start with green apple. So that's going to be my lightest color. And I'm starting out with a piece of cardstock that is, did I remove? I did. Hold on. I don't know why. I was talking. I was distracted. That's what I was doing. I did not need to take out my insert. What was I doing? I'm watching comments and I'm talking and I'm not paying attention. That would have been crazy. All right, so green apple. We're going to stamp our first layer. Hi, Sue. Thank you for joining. And Mary Ann. All right, so this is our first layer. Still winter time, so I still have sleeves. And I'll probably have to stamp it again just because I normally do. Okay. Not too bad, but I am going to stamp that again. So this first layer has kind of the openings. You can already see where the tulips are going to line up. And they create just the most beautiful scenes. Whenever I go through and do like de-stash boxes, I never give up Heroscapes. I don't care if they're retired. I never give up the Heroscapes. I might not use it for a few years, but I will never give up my Heroscapes. All right, so it's the second time. There we go. I love that. Don't think I double stamped over anything, so I'm going to go with it. 1 second. Oh, I could pop over here. Hey, there. Now you can talk to me. I think actually my things are a little too wet. And I'm going to clean while I go. Just because I like them to be nice and ready for the next time I use it. It's a very gorgeous green. Nice and bright. The other cards I did had more of a softer tone to them. I think that was like Arctic and Mist. But this one I'm going full on bright. Then we'll move on to our next layer, which is going to be adding the details for the grass. So we'll line this up. This is where my head might get in the way a little bit. So mine is pretty well loved, and actually sometimes I think it's almost better after it's gotten stained a little bit, because then you can really see the definition of the stamp. So now I'm going to line this up. So I'm kind of looking right in here. And I'm going to just go around and adjust it. Yep, my head's getting in the way. Sorry. Gotta do what I gotta do. So let's line this up as best as I can with the openings. And this does take a little bit of finagling. Let's see how that works. And it's not always perfect. Honestly, I could do, oh, it would probably be like 1 out of 4 that ends up actually perfect. The rest of them, you just might not notice if I mess up. So for this one, I'm going to go pretty dark and deep. I'm going to go with pine for this detail layer. Let's see how this turns out. Because they are going to dry back a little bit. So even though this is a super dark color, it's probably going to dry back. Again, ink that up. Stamp this down. We'll see how I did. Lining that up live on camera. Can't edit this out. Oh, very nice. Definitely gonna stamp that again. So let me know in the comments, have you ordered the card kit? Are you a subscriber for the Hero Arts card kit? I'm curious to those who already are subscribed and just anxiously awaiting your Heroscape. Stamp that again. It is. They do really amazing detail. Oh, it's just beautiful. I love that. Okay, so that was pine. So we'll get this cleaned up. And then we'll move on to the tulips. That's all that's needed for the grass. Deb's anxiously awaiting. Okay. Now we have our tulips. So there's 2 layers to the tulips. We have the solid area, which is going to be my lightest color, and then our detail, which is going to be a darker color. It's awesome to see you line it up live because I'm always nervous that those detailed stamps will be hard to line up. They can be. I'm not going to lie. They can be. I would say it probably took me 2 times to get it lined up just right. And actually what I should have been doing was flipping my cardstock and doing it again. And I did not think of that. Hi, Megan. Nice to see you popping in. Megan is a busy woman. So here you're probably getting my head in the shot, but I want to make sure this is lined up pretty darn close to what I need it to be. So it just takes a little bit of focus, And if it's not perfect, that's okay. We're going to still go with it. All right, we'll see how that goes. All right, and now for this, let me check my swatches because I picked out Amethyst and Grape Juice. And I want to make sure that there's enough contrast between those 2 colors or if I should go darker. So let's get out my little swatch book. I reference this so much when I'm picking colors. Okay, so Amethyst and Grape Juice. Maybe I'll do Orchid and Grape Juice. No, I think I'll stick with it. Amethyst and Grape Juice. I think I'll be okay. Let's go with that. So, start with Amethyst. Hi, Deborah. And Heidi. Hello. Deborah likes Gina K's acetate trick to make sure stamps are lined up. Yes, it is a very good trick. And sometimes I will do that with sentiments. Sometimes, if I feel like taking the time. Yeah, that one, I transferred over a lot of them. So I try to make swatches as I get my inks. They don't always make it in right away. I actually have quite a collection I need to swatch out right now, but it does take some time, but it's a good time like to pop on a movie and I'll sit at my desk and I'll do all my swatches. Oh, beautiful. So I will, now you will notice I am off a little bit here. So if we look closer, I am a little off right there, but that's fine. I'm going to just keep going. A little off here. I'm not going to worry about it. In the end, I don't think you're going to notice. So even if when you're lining them up, you struggle and you're off just a little bit, it's okay. Just keep going. So that is my second layer. Oh, so good. So I'll put that one away. Clean this one up. I think the purple is going to be so striking. We have, I have tulips that pop up and I don't even know what color to call them. They're so dark. It's almost like a burgundy, maybe like a really, really deep wine, I think is what ours are. So that was the tulips. And now the detail layer for the tulips. Come on. Coin holders for swatches. No, I used to. That was how I originally did it. And I had just found with the coin swatches that um, it was really heavy. Like I had them on a ring and then I would hang them like on my cart or on the wall. And I just found it was really heavy and I didn't reference it as much. Whereas the binder, it's fairly lightweight, even with all that cardstock in there. And I just find I reach for it way more than I ever did. The other ones were kind of just flimsy. This is in a nice little book. So, Hero Arts in the house. Hello, Hero Arts. Thanks for popping in today. We are winging it with a Heroscape from the card kit because that layering stencil just knocked it out of the park. Okay, so this one might be a little difficult for me to line up only because I have a really dark ink there and my stamp is pretty well loved. But again, I'm gonna do my best. It's not gonna be horribly off if it is off. That's all I'm gonna say. So now I will stamp this one in grape juice. So it actually comes together fairly quick. You know, if I took a little more time, ooh, that one's nice and juicy. I probably could have got those other ones lined up a little bit better, but I think we're gonna be fine. See, I am a little off, but only because I know that. I don't think, oh, over here I am off quite a bit, but that's okay. You know what? The recipient is not going to know that. That's my take. They're going to see a gorgeous tulip field. So yeah, I am a little off there, but that's okay. Just look at that striking color. So see, it's live, guys, and I'm going with it. Now, if I were making this for like Hero Arts to put on their website or anything like that, I would remake it because I want to make sure you guys are seeing it the exact way it's supposed to be. But if I'm making it for personal reasons and just to give to a friend, I'm not going to redo this. They won't know the difference. All right, so that is all the stamping for the Tulip Heroscape. I just love all the different color variations you can do with this. There is absolutely no wrong color scheme. Where did I put? Except I don't know where I put my top sheet. There it is. There's that. Thank you, guys. Yes, that purple is stunning. All right, now the die. Oh, let's get that out of there. So let's get this lined up. Where is my best ever craft tape? Thank you, Vicki. I'm trying to get better about being consistent with the lives now that everything is settled in school with Dalton pretty good. And not saying that I'm good with time management, but it's working out so far. So I'm glad. I like being able to talk to everyone and answer questions if needed. And just create live because I know people, will leave comments about how easy I make it look in a video and things like that. And well, lives are just to show you I struggle just like you guys do. So just going through, kind of lining that up. I'm going to hold these down with the best ever craft tape. I'm going to put one more over here. Kind of get that in there. And so when it cuts, it's not going to cut all the way. So I'm going to have this open bottom here. That's going to give me a little bit of wiggle room to move that around. What size is your binder? Okay, one sec. Okay, that binder And I think I actually have a video that shows you how I organize my ink swatches, so I can link that after this live as well. This I got from scrapbook.com um, along with these inserts. So this is a scrapbook album, and it is about, well, from outside edge, it's about 9 by 9. And then these are little, what are they, like 2 by 2 inserts. So I can link all that, excuse me, after the live. And I just, if you haven't seen that video, or if you've not seen that before, I keep them all separated by company. So I have Lawn Fawn inks, I have Simon Hurley inks and Alta New inks, and I have my Hero Arts inks, which I need to update with, hold on. Where are they? So these ones I know I have to add in my book. I have not done these yet. These are the Hero Arts Reactive Glitz. So I need to add that to my book too, because I haven't gotten them in there yet. But I have all my companies in here, and this all sits on my shelf. And then whenever I'm looking, especially like layering sets like this, when I'm looking for colors, that's how I pick my colors. And I love this. This is a really helpful tool to have. All right, so let's carefully get that off of there. And I still have tons of cardstock I can use here. And we'll see how good a job I did lining it up. Okay. So I think that came out pretty good. Let's trim that down. And I'm going to just slide this in to cut it down at the bottom. Well, yeah, I need to cut that off. So now that's loose. There we go. So now I have a loose piece. Just beautiful in purples. Okay. Just cut this down, get rid of those extra pieces there, because I can use this for something else. Okay, so this is the card that I'm recreating. So we will do, wonder if I should maybe do like a really light purple for the clouds in the background. That'd be kind of fun, huh? Okay, so this is a background stamp that is also included in the card kit. Let me just put my die back so I don't lose that. So I think I want to try a light purple for the clouds. What do you guys think? Because this is dusty blue. Maybe I'll kind of go monochromatic and do a lot of purples. Let's try that. Can you do the color on the swatches? How do you do the color on the swatches? I just find like a rectangle stamp, or really any solid stamp set will work for that. And again, that is on my YouTube channel. I do have, I think, a playlist for organization. So if you check that out, but I will post that link after the live as well. Okay, now I can bring this out, and now I can remove my foam insert, because this is a red rubber stamp, so we don't need that extra foam. So I will just place that down, and then I need some repositionable adhesive. Did I already take it out? Maybe I already have it out somewhere. No? Here it is. It was lost. So I'll put a little bit of repositionable tape on the back. And then I'm going to place this over my stamp and then close that. Okay, and let me grab, I'm going to see if I can find a lighter purple. I think Orchid is going to be the lightest purple. Let's check. let us check, shall we? So, orchid, passion flower, but hold on. I wonder if there's anything that's lighter. See, wisteria, I think I might grab the wisteria from Alta New, actually. I think that might be a better match for me. Wisteria. Let's try this. See how this goes. So any light color, this is why I like having those swatches, is I could pick, you know, if there's something I have something in mind, and maybe a different company has a color that's more fit for the idea that I have. So again, this is the background stamp included in the card kit. Oh, I might not have inked that up. Hi, Cindy's Corner Creation. Yes, better late than never. And if you happen to be catching the replay, thank you for watching the replay. I know midday is kind of hard for a lot of people, but with Dalton's schedule, it's what works best for me because I can't do them at night. I would love to craft at night with you guys because I know everybody's home and unwinding from the day, but unfortunately, it's also when Dalton's home. All right, let's try that again. Okay. I just really want to get a good clearing impression there. Maybe one more time. I'm probably getting darker than I need to. Let's just do one more time. And we'll see how this is looking. But it's also, again, going to dry back. All right, one more. Mom starts second shift at night. I don't know if my shifts ever really end. All right, I'm going to call it good there. You know, by the time I did all that stamping, I probably ended up with the orchid color, to be honest. Cleaning. So just wipe that down really quick. And let's see how this looks. Now I gotta be careful. I don't want to get red nail polish on my cardstock. So, oof. What do you guys think of that? That is looking super cool, I think. So we're gonna stick with that. I think that tone on tone is just gonna be so neat. Or not tone on tone, but like monochromatic-ish. We'll just add ish to the end of everything. Then I can put that away. And get this tucked away. And I'll probably need that again for my sentiment, but we'll get started with the card. All right, so this is what we are looking at so far. So I need to create a frame. So I'm going to grab my infinity die. Let me grab that. Arches. I have my most used or most common dies kind of right behind me in little envelopes there. Yes, that's what I'll do for that. Sorry guys, 1 second. I had to grab my pre-cut cardstock, but it didn't want to come out. So we're gonna try and center this here as best as I can on there. Hello from Caldwell. No worries. No worries at all. So we'll go ahead, die cut out the window. so that pops right out. So that's gonna help kind of tame down that purple a little bit, in my opinion. Oh, I love that purple. Oh, I love that purple. Let's see, Cindy, she caught my live my last week's live late last night. First time watching you live now. Wonderful. Thank you for joining, Cindy. I must admit I have used many of your cards as examples. That's what they're for. That's what they're for. So I'm glad that they have inspired you. I love getting inky and playing with stamps and stencils, so I'm glad that they've inspired you. All right, so next, let's see. We have Smile, Hey There, Miss You, and Thanks. So I wonder if Hey There would fit. Is it 99 Zane? Put command hooks inside cabinet doors behind me and put those dies on magnets and chipboard. Perfect. I don't really have anything where I have cabinets like that. I'll show you mine in just a second. Hey There fits really well. I think that'd be nice. Smile also works. I could do Smile. Let's enjoy the day. Smile, see you soon. Or I could do Hey There. Let's enjoy the day. That'd be kind of cool. Might do that. All right, so let's do some die cutting. So I'm going to grab some white cardstock for that. All right, so I'll be just off the side here, off camera. Sorry about that. Just get some things die cut here really quick. I can get my plate to go through. I should have had all this prepped, but I do not. Oh, come on. So there is one, and I need to die cut multiples because I want to layer it together. I'll at least do two. I think I'll at least die cut two, and then maybe I'll just layer it with foam tape today. Oh, come on. So there's one. And I might ink blend on that one too, like I did on my original card. We will see. And one more Hey There. Oops, sorry about that. Probably saw a little shaking going on. Okay. There is my Hey There. Getting a mess behind me. See, if I clean up as I go, then the cleanup process afterwards isn't so bad. All right. And another Hey There. So we'll do those two for right now. Okay. And all right, so this is what I'm looking at so far. I think I'm gonna ink blend that. So let's grab, what do I want to use? I'll grab my media. So this is just a grip media mat. I use this a lot, especially when I am gluing things together, because then I don't have glue stuck to my glass mat. But with silicone mats like this, it does collect a lot of dust and dog hair, even though it's in my drawer. So I always got to wipe that down, but it cleans up really easy. So let's grab this and a blending brush. And let's start with maybe some orchid ink. And I'm going to kind of do this similar to what I did on the Miss You. So I'm going to start down here, add that light color. Yeah, I probably could have done the orchid. I think after all that stamping, it probably would have been fine. My head in the way. All right, so there is orchid. And let's just jump right to grape juice. Deborah says she cleans up as she goes. As I clean up as I go if I'm thinking through what I'm going to do. But if I have an idea with an end game, I make a mess. I do use it as a thinking time as well. And I also start to get a little flustered if everything is starting to kind of spill over and I don't have room to work. I start getting a little flustered. So, ooh, that is pretty. So this is the grape juice. Oh, that is good. That is good. Yes, yes. Deb, I keep the small roll of packing tape everywhere I craft. It's so quick putting the sticky side down and picking up all the paper cuts and paper dust. That's a great idea, Deb. That is great. Okay, so moving along. Not doing too bad here today. I might actually get done in a fairly reasonable time. Okay, so now, oh, I need that mat again. This is why it should just, I'd leave this on my table if I could, but then it would be way full of dog hair. So I will layer these two together. And I'm just going to grab my glue. This happens to be the Honeybee Stamps Precision Tip Glue. So I can quickly kind of go through, and it lasts a long time too. Use it quite a bit. I actually only just recently picked up a new one. I finally ran out of my old one. And we'll pop that down. Just kind of slowly wiggle it in place. And again, all that excess glue, or if there is any, is going to go onto that mat. I'm just not a fan of cleaning up sticky stuff off of glass mats. I think Windex does a better job on glue on a glass mat than isopropyl. I agree with that. I do. I have some here, and actually it's in a Hero Arts water mist bottle, but it's blue, so I know what it is. I do that too. Yep. Okay. And then let's go ahead and let's see, start. I'm going to tape my tulips down. And I will just do that. Well, maybe I'll do that with my liquid glue. I will add a little bit there, and then I can go around the outer edge here. Look at that, I got glue on my table. And flip this over. Oh, I got glue all over. It's actually kind of dirty on the top of my card front. I don't know what I did. See if I can clean that up. Must have been from my plates. So I'll see if I can clean that up. All right, there. So I have my window started. Looks like I'm not very good at lining up. So I'll just trim that off. And yeah, I don't know what I did there. I don't know if you guys can see it, but I can. It's a little dirty. I must not have cleaned my die cutting plates very well. Because you know, if you die cut something after inking it up with like black ink, sorry, cut again. Sometimes that black ink can transfer to your plates. I try to clean my plates on a regular basis, but looks like I didn't. So let's just get that cleaned up. Okay. And now we'll add some foam tape. All right, so this is the foam tape from Altenew. I don't know what thickness this is. They did just release a whole bunch of new foam tape that I love, but they're all kind of thinner thicknesses and different widths. And right now, I like this one. And I wanted it to have a little bit more of a lift. So we're going to pop that all up. Get that in there. And down here. Deb puts Goo Gone in a small spritz bottle, and it takes very little to clean off adhesive glue. Interesting. I didn't know you could put Goo Gone in a spray bottle. So let me just trim this down. And that one. And I got a little piece here. We'll just tuck that in somewhere. I can find a home for it. Might as well. I got it. And then we can add this to our cloudy sky. I am loving these purples. Where's Miss Libby? Libby Hickson would love this right now. All these purples. Can't create a purple card and not think of Libby. Only bad part about cutting these into small pieces is it just takes that much longer to remove the backing. All right, so I'm going to shift that over just a little bit so I can get that kind of centered, and I'll trim off the extra. Oh, I'm stuck. So now I can trim that down. All right. And I just needed to grab a card base because I have some adhesive exposed there. So I don't want that to keep sticking to my desk. So I'm just going to go ahead and get this added to my card front. Just use the liquid glue for that. And pop this on my card front. So we'll let that sit for a second. Clean up. And I always do this. While something is adhering down, I'm cleaning up my mess as I go. Thank you, everyone. I'm glad you guys are sticking around with me today. Or maybe you're popping in on the replay. Thank you. So now I should have had these die cut out sooner. Do I have any extra? I gotta have extra. Hold on. I have to have extra. Let me see. So I have a little craft stacks. See, there's just a bunch of extra pieces that I had die cut or colored. Oh, I didn't die cut out that one. Darn it. Okay. Was not prepared for that one. So I'm going to have to add some small foam tape pieces behind that. Small white. So let's see if I can do this fairly quickly so I'm not wasting your guys' time by just sitting here adding little foam pieces. But if you are hanging in there with me, thank you. Because I have to pop this up. I just have to. So these are just regular white foam squares that I'm going to put on kind of these thicker areas of the letters. Normally I would stack this. Hard to say what would really be quicker right now. Go through them. That one might be too big. We might see some of those poking through. Let's grab these skinnier ones at least. Okay. Thank you, Heidi. I appreciate that. And I'll try and be a little bit more prepared the next time I go live. I should probably have some things already die cut, but this is the process. And this is what I do. I just sit and glue or add foam squares. Let's see, where can I tuck this one? Get on there. How is that sitting so far? That's not too bad. My E is a little flimsy. Let's pop that in there. Where's my E? Oh, I don't know if I'm gonna get it in there. That's pretty tiny. I can hide that in there. You're hanging in there yet, Angela. Thank you. I know, a little tedious, but let's see if I can get this one. Oh, that's just so tiny. I don't know if I can cut it thin enough. Kind of hidden. Yeah, we can hide that. I think we're good on that. Let's call it good. Okay, so now, uh-oh, where'd you come from? But like I said, normally I would actually probably just die cut out a few extra pieces and layer it up to give it that dimension. That way we don't have any saggy spots. I was just trying to save a little bit of time here in the video. Because this is a lot of gluing. Heidi says, it's nice to see the whole process and get an idea of the time the project would take. Yeah, and a lot of these really, I mean, the time I'm spending on this, that's personal preference. It's not needed, per se. That's just, I wanted it popped up. Kelly's lurking and eating lunch. Thank you, Kelly. Great to see you here. Great to see all of you here live and on the replay. So one more thing I want to do. And this might be a little crazy of me. I tend to do this a lot, where I pop my card back in and do some stamping. Let's move some of this stuff. Oh, there it is. So, hey there. What was I going to do? Let's enjoy the day. Was that what I was going to do? And I'm going to pop this down. Now, this is something you probably want to do before you attach everything, but sometimes I just don't know until the last minute. So I'm going to center this underneath that. So let's see, I'm lining up my grid lines on my Misti. Now, the key thing really is it's going to work. You just don't want to have any extra ink on the door of your Misti. That's really the, oh good, I picked the right one. I mean, that's really the key thing. You just don't want any extra ink on your door because then that's going to for sure transfer. So I'm good. I can ink this up carefully. I think I'm good here. That's all dry. And I do not look straight. Whoop. I do not look straight there. Let's redo that. That could have been disastrous, living on the edge. So let me just dry that. That did not look straight at all. Okay, make sure it's nice and dry. I have done it where I've cleaned my stamp and I didn't let it dry and it transferred like little wet spots all over my card project. All right, let's try this again. I feel like this end is just something up with it. What is going on? Sorry, pretty focused. I don't want to mess that up. I just feel like that's crooked. I mean, doesn't that look crooked? Can you guys see that? Is that crooked? Sorry, hold on. Am I just imagining things? I feel like that's crooked. Like the end of my sentiment is crooked. All right, let's go for it. We'll just go for it. If it's crooked, it's crooked. I could stay there for hours trying to figure out if that's crooked or not. Okay. So we shall see what happens. I think that worked. I'll just stamp that end a little bit more. Am I scaring you guys right now? You're not panicking, are you? I do this a lot. Well, now I kind of smushed it, but if I touch it again, I'll mess it up. So we're going to call it good. Because the H dips lower. That could be. What if I used acetate first? Yes, normally I would. If I hadn't already attached everything down, but right now the windows popped, everything is popped up. And like I said, I do this a lot because I don't make my mind up until the end. So yes, acetate would have been a great way to test that and tweak it. And I am a little more thick on one end than the other, but we are not going to worry about it. Because if I keep touching it, you know what's going to happen. So that, look at that in purples. Isn't that awesome? Oh, it's so good in those purples. Love that. The two-tone on the sentiment, the dark purple flowers. And again, that is from the Hero Arts card kit for February 2025. So if you haven't picked one up yet, I do highly recommend it because those Heroscapes are just amazing. And once you set it up, you know, you leave your layers in there for the grass, and you could do just a bunch of them at once. So you'd have a whole bunch of Tulip Heroscapes. So I do highly recommend them. They are one of my favorite stamps. I think I listed that in my introduction page on the Hero Arts Instagram, was Heroscapes are my favorite. So that is available. Now I know I do have this link down below in the video description, along with a handful of other products. I will update that list after the live and probably after I pick up my son from school, along with pictures. And I will post all that on my blog too. So that way you have a reference point if you ever want to go back and look. So thanks so much, everyone. Thank you, Hero Arts. Team Purple. Yeah. So let me just flip back here. I'll get out of this screen and I'll go back here and watch this. I figured this out today. Woo! I was so excited. I figured that out. It's the little things in life that get me excited. So yes, all of that will be listed in the video description. If you guys watched me live today, thank you so much for joining. And if you're catching the replay, thank you for joining as well. I am so far doing pretty good on a track record, going live on Wednesdays at 1 o'clock Central Time. And each week is going to be a new company. So I actually do have next week's picked out. I'm not going to tell you what it is just yet, but be sure to stay tuned for that. And I do send out a newsletter the morning of to give you a reminder of when I'm going live. And then I usually post it, or I have it scheduled the day before. So I hope you guys will come back and join me next week for another crafting live tutorial. And yeah, I think that's everything. All right. Thank you guys so much. I appreciate you joining in. So now I'm just going to, one sec, pop through my screens and hopefully figure out the ending of the video. Thank you guys. Okay, I don't know how to do it. Hold on. Hold, please. All right. Well, I don't know where my end screen went. So, all right, I'm just going to finish my live. All right. Thank you guys. Have a great rest of your day.